Hi Colorado, this is Cleat Crocker. Once again, I'm here at Appliance Factory in Mattress Kingdom, and today we're going to talk about LG and specifically, what does that word turbo mean on washers and dryers? So, you know, time you hear turbo, usually it's on a car, and it means it's about to go really, really fast. Well, with LG, it's a little bit more than that. It means that something amazing is about to happen that's not available in your typical laundry set. So let's talk about TurboWash first when it comes to the washer. So imagine if you are washing your clothes in a sink. I'm going to set my cheat sheets here down. You're washing your clothes in a sink, and so first thing you do is you put some water in it, and then you put some soap in it, and then you put your clothes in it, and you start washing those things around, and then you got to drain the sink, and then you got to fill it up with fresh water again, and then drain that out. Well, all that takes a lot of time, and that's a good story about how washers work in general nowadays. They do things one at a time. It has something to do with energy conservation. But what Turbo does with TurboWash and LG is it does all that stuff at the same time. Now imagine that same scenario that you're washing your hands, and you put soap on it and you put it under the water, and it both rinses it and cleans it off all at the same time. Well, that's in essence what TurboWash does. It makes things work really fast, and it still conserves energy, and it still does a lot of good, but it washes amazingly well. And then on top of that, some of the LGs have what's called Turbo 360, TurboWash 360. And so what that does is it adds the power of jets, and so in here there'd be jets going all the way around. Imagine 5 jets just zooming in right on the clothes. Between that and the way its washing motion happens and the way it enhances the temperature, it gives you a much gentler but faster wash. Everything gets done quicker, which, as you know, time is money, and that helps us all out. So what is turbo in drying? So let me set this down. Now we're going to talk about steam this time. So there's several different kinds of steam that they have. So if I look up here, you're going to see the different kinds of steam. They have Steam Fresh, and what Steam Fresh does is it only takes about 10 minutes on an LG dryer, and it will reduce the wrinkles and it takes out the odors. It's that simple. It works pretty well. And again, only about 10 minutes. If you talk about Steam Sanitary, well, that's something different. That allows you to take things that you normally wouldn't wash, like a pillow or a child's toy, and it steams it off to clean it. It's because you can't put it in a washer most of the time. So that's actually very useful to you. But what we're talking about is this feature up in here called TurboSteam. And it makes steam completely different than the other brands. So if you take a look at your standard steam dryer, what it does is you have a hot drum, and it pushes in water, and that water turns into steam. Nothing wrong with that, works pretty well. But what LG does with TurboSteam is they actually have a boiler inside there. So it boils up the water, it creates the steam first, and then it injects that steam into the dryer. So what good is that? Well, I got some specs, and this is why I got a cheat sheet for you. And it says that a typical steam dryer will take about 10 minutes to fully do its steam process. I'm sorry, it takes about 16 minutes, but on the LG TurboSteam, it only takes about 10 minutes. The other thing that's really telling is when you talk about how much saturation there is of that steam in the drum. And a standard steam dryer it does about 10% saturation around there. But when you go to a TurboSteam, it's about 46% saturation. So that works a lot better. That means that your clothes are going to have less wrinkles. It'll still be very gentle in it, because steam is always gentle, but it works much quicker and better than your standard steam dryer. So you can't go wrong with LG if you're doing TurboWash and you're doing TurboSteam. You'll have a winning set every time.